This is called The Tank. January 26, 2013. Elisa Lam is 21 years old, and she's traveling alone from Canada down the West Coast. She checks into the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. It's a cheap place on Skid Row, the kind of hotel with a bad reputation. At first, she's in a shared room, but her roommates complain. They say she's acting weird, leaving notes that say go home and go away, and locking them out and making them use passwords to get in. So the hotel moves her to a private room on the 5th floor. January 31st. Elisa is supposed to check out and head to Santa Cruz, but she doesn't. Her parents don't get their daily phone call from her. By February 6th, they report her missing and fly to Los Angeles to help search. Police search the hotel floor by floor. They even go up to the roof with search dogs. They don't find anything. Then, on February 13th, police release security footage from the hotel elevator, the last time anyone saw Elisa alive. She gets in the elevator and presses almost every button. Then she steps out and looks down the hallway like she's hiding from someone. She waves her hands around and talks to someone who isn't there. The video goes viral. Millions of people watch it trying to figure out what happened to her, but nobody can find her. Then on February 19th, the hotel guests start complaining. The water pressure is low. The water coming out of the taps tastes weird. Some people say it's dark-colored. A maintenance worker goes up to the roof to check the water tanks, and there are 4 big tanks up there. Each one holds 1,000 gallons. He climbs the ladder and opens the hatch on one of the tanks. He looks inside and sees Elisa floating face up in the water. She's naked. Her clothes are in the water next to her. Her body has been decomposing in there for 19 days, which means all the hotel guests have been drinking that water, brushing their teeth with it, showering in it, cooking with it. The autopsy shows she drowned. They rule it an accident. She had bipolar disorder and she wasn't taking her medication. But here's the thing. The roof door was locked and had an alarm. The tanks are 4 feet by 8 feet and sit on concrete blocks. You need a ladder to reach them, and the lids are heavy. How did she get up there? How did she get into the tank? Why was she naked? Where's her phone? The maintenance worker says the lid was open when he found her, but police initially said it was closed. So which is it? Some people think she was having a psychotic episode and climbed up there herself. Maybe she thought she was hiding. Maybe she took her clothes off, trying to stay afloat. Other people think someone else was involved. That elevator video shows her acting like she's scared of someone. Elisa Lam died on January 31st, 2013. The case was closed as an accidental drowning, but nobody really knows how she ended up in that water tank on the roof of the Cecil Hotel. This is called The Call. May 14th, 2008. Brandon Swanson is 19 years old, and he's driving home from a party in rural Minnesota. Around midnight, his car slides into a ditch on a back road. He's not hurt, and the car's not damaged. It's just stuck. So, he calls his parents and tells them he's fine, but he needs help getting out. They ask him where he is. He's not really sure. It's dark, and he's in the middle of nowhere. He thinks he's near the town of Lind, so his parents get in their car and start driving to find him. Brandon stays on the phone with them for 47 minutes. He's walking around trying to find a landmark they can use to locate him. He sees what he thinks are the lights of Lind in the distance, so he starts walking toward them. His parents are driving around Lind, and they're honking their horns so he can hear them and find his way. But he can't hear anything, and they can't see his headlights anywhere. They didn't know where he actually was. He just keeps walking and describing what he sees. Fields, darkness, maybe some structures off in the distance. It's 1:47 a.m. He's still on the phone, and he's still walking. Then he says something,
Oh, shit.
and the line goes dead. His parents keep calling him back, but there's no answer. They drive around all night searching. Nothing. The next morning, search teams go out. They bring dogs and helicopters and volunteers. They search for weeks. His car gets found exactly where he said it was, in a ditch near Taunton. Not Lind. He had been walking in the wrong direction the entire time, away from town, deeper into the farmland. They don't find anything else, no body, no phone, no trace of him. One theory is that he fell into the Yellow Medicine River. It was running high that night from all the rain, but search teams dragged it, and they found nothing. Another theory is he fell into an abandoned well or some farm equipment. Rural Minnesota has hundreds of them scattered around. They're easy to miss in the dark. Or something else happened to him. Something that made him say, "Oh shit," right before the line cut out. When you look at the actual photos of Brandon from that time, he looks like any other 19-year-old kid, completely unaware of what was about to happen. Brandon Swanson was declared legally dead in 2013. His parents still search for him, and they still hold vigils every May 14th. And nobody knows what he saw right before he disappeared. This is called The Walk, February 14th, 2000. Valentine's Day. Asha Degree is 9 years old, and she's asleep in her bedroom in Shelby, North Carolina. Her parents check on her at 2:30 in the morning. She's there, she's fine, fast asleep, and by 6:30 a.m., she's gone. Nobody heard anything. There's no sign of forced entry, no struggle, no broken windows, nothing disturbed in the house. It was raining hard that night with strong winds, the kind of night where you don't go outside unless you have to, but Asha went outside anyway, and she walked down the road alone in the dark. At around 4 in the morning, 2 truck drivers separately reported seeing a young girl walking along Highway 18. She matched Asha's description exactly. She was about a mile from her home at that point. One of the drivers got concerned and turned around to check on her, but by the time he turned back, she had left the road and run into the woods. That was the last confirmed sighting of Asha Degree. A 9-year-old girl running into the woods alone in the dark in a storm on Valentine's Day. Here's what makes this case so strange. Asha had no reason to run away. She was a happy kid. She had a loving family. She was doing well in school. She had an older brother she was close with, and she was one of the star players on her elementary school basketball team. 2 days before she disappeared, she fouled out of a basketball game. That was the biggest problem in her life. Investigators couldn't find a single reason why she would leave in the middle of the night. She was younger than almost every runaway on record. Most kids who run away are at least 12 years old. Asha was 9. Search teams combed the area for weeks. They found some of her belongings near the road where she was last seen, but no sign of Asha herself. Then, a year and a half later, construction workers made a discovery. They found Asha's book bag buried in the ground, wrapped in plastic about 30 miles away. Inside, they found 2 items that didn't belong to Asha: a children's book from her school library and a New Kids on the Block t-shirt. Neither of them were hers. Someone else had packed that bag. In 2024, investigators publicly declared for the first time that they believe Asha was a victim of homicide. They believe she was killed and her body was concealed somewhere. DNA found on items inside the book bag linked the bag to a local family in the area. Search warrants were executed, and properties were searched. One woman was reported to have told people at a party years earlier that she had killed Asha Degree. But no arrests have been made, and no charges have been filed, and Asha's body has never been found. When you see the actual photos of her, she has this bright, innocent smile that makes the whole situation even more heartbreaking. What made a 9-year-old girl get up in the middle of the night, pack her bag and walk out into a storm on Valentine's Day? And where is Asha Degree? 25 years later, her family still doesn't have answers.